Technology companies are mostly people. That's what they are. 90% of the expense of technology companies are talent. And so in an uncertain market, it looked like what they're doing is saying, we really need to trim right now, because the future is uncertain and we can't continue to run like this when our profits are down significantly. Right. And so let's try to trim our expenses to give us more runway until we can get a little more confidence in the future of the business. What really triggered me was all the companies, several high profile ones, saying, oh, we're using this as an opportunity to get rid of thousands of low performers, which to me is almost an admission of poor leadership. You have that many low performers. Number one, how can that possibly be?
Right.
So either you're hiring poorly, you're not developing, you're not managing performance very well, and you're failing to see that your main objective when you let people go should be to minimize the angst and the anger and help them get somewhere else. And when you label them low performers, you're mitigating their opportunity to get another job. You're potentially impacting their mental wellness and their self-confidence, not putting them in a place where they're going to feel good about themselves going out into the open market. And you're also triggering the potential to do something which another good practice in layoffs is mitigating lawsuits.
Right.
And if you're labeling people low performers, do you think that's really going to serve that purpose?
Right.
And so that really got me going. At the same time, I appreciate that, sometimes we have to make hard decisions. But the other side of this, Brent, and I'm curious to see, your perspective on this too, is if you're going to contemplate something like that, the ramifications in an organization, and I've been in some. I was at Cisco when we had to let 8,000 people go after the dot-com bubble in 2001, the dot-com bubble burst. That was brutal. And the shockwaves of that lasted for years. And the insecurity that the people who weren't let go felt lasted a long period of time. And so what you want to really try to do when you go through an exercise like that, and that we'd never done that as a company when it was the first time we'd ever let a significant number of people go. And some of us had never even done a layoff before. And so what we learned is that if your employee population that's not impacted isn't convinced you tried to cut so many other expenses before people, okay, that is going to raise their own fears. And as we all know, all the research shows great teams win when there's a high level of trust and psychological safety. And when you are not, cutting other benefits or reducing salaries across the board or closing offices or shutting down product lines that are unprofitable first, okay, before you get there, or trying to cut your real estate expenses or sell buildings and lease them instead of own them. If you're not trying to do everything first, then people are like, well, why did you just let people go so quickly? Or is this really a people first organization? And that takes a long time to win back that trust if you break it,